This is Neil Schneider from Meant to Be Seen at CES 2018. It's a privilege to be at the Basemark suite. To my immediate right is Tero Sorkinen. He is the founder of Basemark. Welcome to the program, Tero.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
It's a pleasure. Now, I understand Basemark has announced a new engine, if I'm not mistaken, called Rock Solid. Can you tell us about Rock Solid?
Sure. So Rock Solid is actually a graphics and compute engine aimed for heavy-duty industrial mission-critical applications.
So when you say compute, what do you mean by that?
So compute, basic applications can be like machine vision, AI algorithms, and anything that you can use a GPU to compute.
Good stuff. Now, there's all kinds of engines on the market. I mean, I don't need to name the brands, you know them. Why is this necessary? Why did Basemark create Rock Solid?
Well, basically, this comes from customer demand. So there are popular game engines in the market, but they are not very well suited for mission-critical and industrial uses because they are quite large in memory size and they lack certain features that industrial customers really need.
So can you describe some use cases in the industrial arena that, I think you used the word mission critical. What would be considered mission critical? Can you describe some use cases for this?
Sure. Well, these come from many verticals. We can take, for instance, medical, where, it's very critical that your application stays up and running and renders without any faults or computes without any faults so that the doctors can make the right diagnosis.
Okay. Now, what about coding? I mean, I'm not a developer myself, okay, but I've surrounded myself with developers over the years. And what I learned is that when developers code for a specific brand, they tend to stick with that brand for a long period of time because there's a learning curve to switch engines. You could confirm whether or not this is true. I'll leave it to you because you're more of a developer than I am. Yeah. But if this is the case, how would you describe the learning curve for supporting Rock Solid?
Well, there's exactly what we thought as well, and we saw that there's already very many great content creation tools out there with a very established user base. And so instead of recreating the wheel and developing yet another content creation tool, we just focused on the actual rendering. So we have created plugins and exporters from the familiar tools, such as Unity, and you just create with Unity, but always render with Rock Solid.
So you're kind of piggybacking off another engine that you're benefiting from the creative tools there, but the processing's being handled by your engine?
Well, quite correct. So, and it's not only Unity, but all the other, Unreal or say HTML5. We just did a fantastic integration to HTML5. So now you can create using all the familiar tools. So the motto is create with anything, but render with Rock Solid.
Now, Basemark has a history in the benchmarking world. So when you share something, it means it's got to hold up to scrutiny. Can you throw out a number as to a performance advantage, if there is one, over the other engines, what your experience has been?
Well, sure. Actually, one big customer of ours that we're hopefully going to be able to announce in a couple of months. So they were running their machine vision algorithms first using OpenCL, and we came in and we utilized Rock Solid for that, and the performance increase was 3x.
3 times?
Yes, quite amazing. Huh?
So, and then from a budgeting point of view, I don't know if it's public or not, but financially, is it more affordable to use Rock Solid? Is it about the same as the other engines? How would you describe it?
Well, high quality stuff always costs something. So we are not. So we are operating in the premium market, but it's basically we charge much less than the value that we bring.
Okay, and I know from what I gather, Rock Solid is very much enterprise focused. From what I've seen promoted, virtual reality, augmented reality. I'm hoping that's all true. I hope I'm getting my facts right. Is it applicable to the entertainment markets as well, or is it really intended for enterprise?
Well, yeah, you can use it to render some consumer applications, but where the sweet spot is in this high requirement, high availability, mission critical application. That's where we really shine.
And from the point of view of enterprise, there's of course different sizes. Is it primarily intended for the big behemoth, Fortune 500 companies, or is it applicable to small, medium-sized businesses as well?
Also small, medium-sized businesses. Right now we are in a business mode where we do this as a project, but hopefully by summer we are able to launch an SDK that anybody can use it.
Okay, very good. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Great stuff.
Great. Thanks, Neil.
This is Neil Schneider for Meant to Be Seen at CES 2018. We will, of course, be back with more. Thank you for watching.